Today we're going to review the groupthink model. Groupthink is a concept that has been around for a while. It's attributed as one of the driving factors in decision making in groups, and many blame this concept for the negative outcomes associated with committee-based decisions. We'll start with some relevant vocabulary. Concurrent seeking is about finding mutual agreement in problem-solving groups. Collective rationalization is when members of a group collectively decide to take information and find a way to make it fit their goals or beliefs. Other important aspects of groupthink include self-censoring of information that challenges the current beliefs or goals of the group, and placing pressure on group members who disagree. This could look like a lack of support and openness to ideas, or even outright pressure on the dissenting opinion to conform to the majority of the group's ideas. Some additional contributing factors to poor group decision-making include incomplete survey of alternatives, which means that members of the group have not explored other choices. Incomplete survey of objectives means that group members haven't clearly defined their goals. Failure to examine risks. Failure to re-examine rejected alternatives refers to alternative ideas or choices that were ruled out in the beginning of the discussion but may warrant another examination. Poor information search. Selective bias refers to a focus on the information in front of them, which plays a huge role in decision-making as a broad subject, not just in groups. It usually describes a blindness to the possibility of additional outside information that may support or disprove the information that is readily available. Finally, the failure to work out contingency plans. A contingency plan is a course of action that will be employed if something else happens first. For example, if I burn the dinner that I'm cooking, I will probably just order takeout. The plan to order takeout is contingent on me burning dinner because I'm not going to do it unless that happens first. An additional contributing factor is the fear responses and risk-taking behaviors that emerge when people are stressed and anxious. Anxiety especially is a type of long-term fear that promotes immediate relief from symptoms instead of focusing on how to truly fix the problem at hand. In this context, anxiety motivates people to make a choice quickly so that they don't have to feel the anxiety that they are feeling during the discussion of the choice. This brings us to a famous tragic example. Groupthink is bigger than just the poor product of a committee. It's actually considered to be at fault for a lot of major disasters. In stressful environments, no one wants to stand up and make a decision. Everyone looks around to see what others are thinking. It's a part of being a social animal. But the negative outcomes of groupthink can be disastrous. One famous example is the Challenger's explosion. Even though the deciding committee was informed that the O-rings were unable to function properly in the low temperatures of that morning, groupthink had clouded the judgment of the officials who authorized its launch anyway. This was largely due to the pressure facing their committee from uninformed outsiders who cared about funding and the glory that would come with the launch. To appease them, and since dissenting views were fought back on, the Challenger was authorized for takeoff and 7 people sadly lost their lives. According to some research, there are 2 types of groupthink that differ based on the motivations they have for premature concurrent seeking. The first is based on a stress response. Premature concurrent seeking emerges because the group isn't comfortable that they are capable of making the correct decision. So instead, they make a decision and call it a day. The second type is based in overconfidence in the group's abilities. The members are so confident that they are knowledgeable about the subject that they prematurely make a decision without first considering all the facts. Groupthink affects us all. Whether it's in a group project at school, a team decision in a sport, or a choice made among friends, it's there. Here are a few ways to avoid the negative outcomes of groupthink. Stop and think. Before a conversation gets dragged in one direction, learn how to press pause and rethink where it's going. Consider your objectives. Redefine what the goal of this choice is. What are you trying to achieve? Is this choice in service of that goal? What else could happen as a result? Consider your alternatives. What other choices could you make? What information have you not explored yet? Follow these guidelines and you will be able to identify and stop groupthink before its negative consequences have an impact. Here is my source. Thank you.